Hello and welcome back to, well, technically day 2, but this is, I'm going to call it day 1 because I named the video of the first day as day 0. So this is day 1 of creating a modern OpenGL game engine. Again, I've said it in the first one, though this seemed like something that would lend well towards a live stream. My internet isn't the best, so I'm not doing live streams at the moment, but at a later date, if this engine video vlog series runs long enough, I will be doing live streams as well on this particular series. So let's just get back to it. Actually, as a suggestion from a community member, I can't remember the user's name on YouTube, they suggested just crop in, well, the footage of me out, so you don't need to see like the rest of the room. It's just me, really. I was just like, yeah, so that was good feedback, so I got that done. I need to figure out how to zoom in as well, because otherwise it's not too bad, because obviously if I'm like this, then it's roughly round about right, but I need to figure out how to zoom in general. So confirm that it's actually recording. Start, yeah, so good. So OpenGL game engine. There's some images I want to remove. Just uploaded a OpenGL transformations video using GLM, so feel free to check that out. So we was having an issue with the SF window because I had it. What did I do? Yeah, this is what I was trying to do. I wonder if this would work. I might as well just create a pointer to it, but I'll Google it. SFML window. See if that comes up. Window create method. So is there anything here? You can create from an existing one. See, this is what we want, is the create method, which the default constructor render window. Am I in the right one? That render window is on what I want, I believe. What I want, just regular window, so need to go back to list of all members, or go to list, not list of all members, class members, and put window. See what methods we've got. We've got the general window. So if I put colon window now, hoping it would remove the error, but cannot be signed because this copy assignment operator is implicitly deleted. So it's not liking that whatsoever. Construct a new window. Why the hell is this not working? Because I've got SF window right here. Let's put in this. That would ever do anything because there's only one window there. Again, pretty darn annoying. Let's try the create method. Don't see why that would work, because I tried it yesterday and it didn't. No, I'm just going to create a pointer to it. So I'm going to do window new okay. So that's worked here, so you'll be moaning somewhere here. So we need to do this window asterisk. Nope, my bad. It needs this that needs to change. What else needs to be fixed? I can revise it at a later date, and if anyone knows how to fix this issue that I'm having, feel free to suggest it in the comments, or just fixing GitHub, because this is from GitHub. This is available on GitHub. We got SFML working. I'm actually going to rearrange some of these desktops. So for this, I'm going to put it in its own maximum window. And yeah, we got SFML working. So if we were to go to, for example, the definition folder file. Another thing that I wanted to get rid of based on another YouTube comment, change this to pragma once. Change it in the header file as well. So here, pragma once. It should still work. Fantastic. Now I want to just confirm it's all working. So if I were to go to, you know what, for now, if I go to the CPP where we're creating our window, I'm gonna call this SDL, going to call this SFML, and I'm gonna call this one GLFW. SFML. If I were to go to definition, I wonder what would happen if I were to uncomment all of these. Now I don't see why it wouldn't compile. It should compile. I wonder if we just get 3 different windows. No? Not too okay. It looks like we just got the SDL window. Was that the last one? No, it shouldn't have been. GLFW is the last one, so why? I want to know. Oh, SDL is the first one, so that's the reason that got priority. That's fine. Didn't crash, which is a bonus. So obviously SFML is next, so we should run the SFML one and just confirm that the GLFW is still working. I'm going to change this up. I'm not liking having 3 defines. I'd realistically just want one sort of definition to accommodate SDL, SFML, GLFW. Even if it's not a definition, some sort of other method. But from what I can see, realistically needs to be a actually it could be a settings method realistically, but I want it to be a preprocessor because I don't want to have to include other thing there. But by doing it in a non-preprocessor way, what it will allow us to do is change between SDL, SFML, and GLFW dynamically within the application. Obviously got no menu system at the moment, got nothing like that. But once we've eventually got this game engine to a certain point, we can start adding menu systems, start adding settings in there with settings files, and you could change between SDL, SFML, GLFW, because you can change between stuff like Vulkan and OpenGL in games. Doom is the one that comes to mind, and you can change between OpenGL and DirectX in some games. But why not frameworks? Or at least maybe not for the user, but for the developer, that would be fantastic to just be able to be like, okay, overall SML seems okay, because it would have already compiled, and then you could compile the SFML only version or SDL GLFW version and say, okay, the GLFW is the ultimate one. Or you could compile all 3 of them and then have a little bit of information on a website that just states why you would use SDL. Maybe SDL works better on Mac, and maybe SFML is better on Windows, and GLFW is better on something else. But that could be a reason. Okay, so let's go to the main.cpp. In the constructor, so we're going to use the constructor now. We're going to put, should we use an int? I'm going to use an int, so use a hash define. Yeah, I'm going to put a int here, framework. Yeah, I'll just call it int framework. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'll just use a hash I'm just trying to think what would be best. I don't have to use an int, I could just use a string. So let me include the string class. Hash include string std string. Okay, in the core engine, I don't think you can switch on string in C++. So framework, eventually you probably add maybe a few other parameters in there, initial parameters that you could specify like window size, but again, depends on how far we would want to take that. We'd rather just have methods that you could call prior to the init method. That would be better to, instead of calling other various stuff. And the core engine could call those other methods with our own default values, which are in hash defines. Yeah, we'll work this stuff out as we go along. I don't think you can do a switch based on, yeah, I think that's the reason I wanted to do, yeah, that's the reason I wanted to do int, so I could switch on it. You can't switch on a string. Framework, so if I were to do this, what's it moaning about? Because it's a string. So let's just cover code Google, C++, switch string. It's not S++, switch string. Why can't it not be applied on strings? Doesn't really support strings as a type. On int or char, you could use it on a char. No, I'd rather just use it on an int, so I'm going to change this to an int. So let's change in here as well. In the definitions, we'll be abstracting a lot of these definitions out, but for now, leave it in here. So put hash define framework sg underscore. I'll just use the ones that I've already got. Why try and use other ones? I'm quite liking this double underscore. I might keep that for now. So for SDL, I'll put it as 1. For SFML, I'll put it as 2. GLFW, I'll put it as 3. Could change these numbers later on to be more relevant to SDL from our GLFW. If I can find some sort of relation, could technically just add the numerical values of the Hindu, Arabic, no, sorry, I was thinking about numbers then, of these letters, and then just use those numbers, but I can do that at a later date if I want to. So in the core engine, I need to switch on framework, then I need to do case sg underscore SDL break okay, that's fine. So what would we be doing here? We would I'm going to create a string. Nah, there's no point me creating a string. I might as well just create an int. I might as well just do see, how are these going to get sorted here? That's where the issue lies. I can't do an if statement in my header, and I want to be able to use these things unless what I could do is create separate framework files for SDL one for SFML, one for GLFW, and when you some sort of class, for example, which could inherit from I'm gonna go down that route. I'm gonna create a sort of an interface class with they should all just be virtual methods that will be for the frameworks. You'll have stuff like set version, OpenGL version, set the title, the anti-aliasing level, that sort of stuff. And when you create your when you specify in main.cpp sort of framework that you want, when you initialize core engine, it will literally create an object and assign it to an object here. Yeah, I'm liking that idea. So I'm going to create a new folder, new group, and this group is going to be called core. I'm going to copy and paste core engine into here. Yep, build facts. Obviously I need to plus I need to do something here. Still build failed. I need to actually reorganize it here, because that group is only valid in Xcode. So if I run this, what's it moaning about? Yeah, can't find. Let me just delete these. Actually, can I just drag this on? Yep. I wonder if create folder references will work, because that will be fantastic if that works. Okay, that's fine. Okay, what's it moaning about now? I think it's because I've done it as a reference, not as a group itself. So if I just remove the reference, drag it over again, and then let's do create groups, add to target. Yeah, it's happy with it like that. So let's get back to it. In core, got core engine. I'm going to create a group over here, or a folder, not find down. I'm going to call it not core engine, core frameworks. I can rename these folders after. I'll just call it frameworks for now. Frameworks, and in here, let's drag this over, add to target. Nope, my bad, wrong place. I need to put it into the core folder, add to target, and in here I want to create a new file called first of all, it needs to have a header file, which will be framework template. How is it called? An interface? I can't quite remember. C++ interfaces. Yeah, this is what I want. So interface. So I'm gonna put framework interface. Yuck. There's no point trying to argue too much over naming conventions at the moment. Could change it after. Framework interface. And let's get rid of this. Put hash pragma once. I'm gonna put class framework. Nope. Namespace. Sonar game engine. I believe that's what the other namespace was. And in here I'm going to put a class of framework interface and I'll have a framework interface constructor. I just need to assign this to 0. Confirm that things are still building. I need to put this as public, obviously. I'm going to need to create methods for the initialize. Should I? Nah. Because in the initialization, I will literally. For now, I'm just going to do methods for the game loop, because the initialization I'm going to handle in a slightly different way. The game loop, poll events, swap window, and cleanup. So game loop. So game loop. So void. Virtual void game loop. I need to assign it to a value of 0. Just confirm the way all of this is. Yeah, I'm happy with that for now. I need to do virtual void. There was a swap before on poll events. Poll events equals 0. Virtual void. Really should comment this as well. We'll soon. Swap buffers equals 0, and virtual void clean up equals 0. So now we can actually start creating our frameworks. I'll probably just create them in this folder. So I'll do new file. I'm going to create a C++ file, create a header. I'm going to put SGE underscore STL. So should we just handle STL first? In the HPP, need to remove this, put a hash pragma once. Now need to put class of SGE underscore STL, just to prevent any sort of conflicts between STL classes and our classes. Well, like that, yeah, the naming convention fine. I do like underscores as well as camel case. Trying to think what the word is. Public. I need to also include hash framework. So framework interface. Sonar game engine framework. Should I just namespace? Sonar game engine. So all over the place. Colon public framework interface. Should be happy now. So I need to create a constructor. So SGE underscore STL. There. I'm gonna just copy and paste everything from here. And remove the virtual keywords. I might as well just use square selection. I need to actually remove these. What's it moaning about? Cannot be declared virtual. How do you get rid of the constructor then? Can you just omit that? Yeah, just omit it. Build succeeded. SDL window should pop up. Fantastic. So now in here, CPP, I'm going to do namespace. The namespace is Sonar Game Engine. And for the declarations, I'll just copy and paste these so I've got a good foundation to work from. And I will put the class name with colon in a moment. So I'm going to put SG underscore SDL colon, copy and paste this, and this. Run it to confirm it's still. Some reason I did the voids as well. I wonder if I can just do square brace. Yep, succeeded, fantastic. And now in here, I forgot the constructor, so I need to do SGE underscore SDL colon SGE underscore SDL. Build succeeded, fantastic. And from here I want to start removing this code. So another thing I need to get is from the header file of the core engine, I need to get these free. I'll remove the hash if defined after. I need to get the header files as well from here. Need to get GLFW as well. I'll put all of that over in the other project in a second. No, I'm going to leave that here for now. We'll be back literally in like 2 minutes. I just want to pop to the toilet and get some tea from downstairs. So just give me a moment. So let's continue with SDL stuff. Just put this in the header file. Need to make these public. Need to make these protected. Need to put private. Need to obviously put the header files in here. So if I go to the core engine file, and I'm just going to copy and paste this and just remove what I don't need. So go to the header file here, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. I wonder if this will be an issue including this after GLFW. We'll find out. Well, we will find out. So now that we got these, if we go back to the core engine CPP, I need to grab all of this. I will whack this into the constructor. So the constructor, probably best if I don't whack it in the constructor. Probably best if I have an initialize method. So I'm going to put void. We'll put other stuff in the constructor. Void init. Void SGE SDL init, and for this I'm simply just gonna put some arbitrary values here for now, 800 by 600, maybe some magic numbers. I'll try building it, see what, oh, we get failure. That's fine because we haven't completed the process yet, and they're probably in here. We scroll down. Okay, so poll event. We can cut this into SDL CPP. Don't like the CPP being above the header file. I'm going to change that around a bit. That's a personal preference of mine. I'm also going to false. Why was false there? Just false in core engine CPP. That should be in return false. I hate putting it on one line. I hate that. Let's put it all on separate lines. So we got poll event done. Yep, that's not liking that. I could change this to a bool. Could do. Why not bool it up? Else return true. I just need to change this to a bool as well. And what the hell? Oh yeah, the virtual method. So bool so we got that going. Go back to the engine file. Got the polling going here. this be the polling, yeah, and trying to think how to do this. Yeah, we don't need a game loop method. We don't need a game loop method at all. Not that I can see, not in the frameworks. We don't. So if I go to here, remove it from here, then remove it from here as well. We got that all done. We need to do the swap buffers code, which is this one line of code right here. Grab that bad boy. We could potentially create these files so they're a public of some SDL class, some SFML class, some GLFW class. But I think for now I'm not going to do that because I think there'll be other stuff that we'll want to do in there, and I think it's probably best if we leave it like this for now. So we just need to get the cleanup code, which is this right here. So if I go to CPP clean up, I should now, I wonder if I were to run it, should not get any errors. Yeah, it obviously breaks. That's not a problem. That is as expected. So what is the best way to do this? Let's do core engine header. Let's go into this, put hash include frameworks, framework interface header, and now in the private section we'll put framework this wouldn't work. Why can't I even grab this? This would not work. I'm gonna do same namespace. Okie dokie. What's this moaning about? Yeah, it's an abstract class, so this wouldn't work. So I don't want to create 3 different objects. Just trying to think what's the best way, but what's one way? Yeah, I could create 3 different objects. But I don't want to do that. Pointed to a class, so C++ class object pointer. I think this is what I'm looking for. That one sounded pretty decent. Int pointer to framework PTR, and I'll try this. Never done this before like this, so why not? Obviously, no, we don't want this. We don't want this at all. Equals. I need to include the header files. This is where this is going to come in handy. If I go into here, I'll still use the hash defined in case the developer for whatever reason doesn't have the frameworks in there, so they can just disable them. But if they do, we can switch between them. Yeah. So let's do frameworks sg underscore str dot h core engine.cpp. In here I'm going to do sg underscore stl. This isn't working the way I had hoped. Probably I've spelled it correctly, haven't I? Sonar game engine. No wonder it wasn't recognizing it. I haven't even spelled it correctly. So if I go back to the header file, where else did I use it? Come on, where else did I use it? Did I use it? No, I was going to use it, but I didn't. Framework. I don't know if we can even do it this way. So if I do sg underscore stl equals framework I'll sort out the naming stuff after. Let me just get shit working first. No, it's not working. I don't see it in the object. I don't see why it would work. Nah, this is not working at all. Okie dokie, so actually, what's this? Class. Let's try that one. Class even a real thing? Type class. Can I even just... Nah, I don't think I can do that. Nope, yeah, no, you can't do that. What's the other way? What else could we do? Get up preferably only one-to-one framework file here. Let's have a look at what the time's like anyway, how long we've been doing this for. 45 minutes, goddamn. 45 minutes already. I haven't got anywhere really with this. Do want to steer away from creating multiple objects and then managing them. Preferably I just want to have one method that I would call a pull loop. Trying to do it like this instead of using hash defines does make it harder, a lot harder. Because if I had hash defined, what I'll probably do is have a framework called, not framework, a class called call framework, and when you call poll events, you check what the hash definition is, then it would call the appropriate one, and he would have the appropriate one created. I could still go down that route, but I just really like the idea of being able to switch between 3 different frameworks or multiple frameworks in the game. For now, I might have to switch it to that. Can't think of any other way of doing it for now. Yeah, I'm gonna switch it to that for now. And if you, any of the community members, anyone watching this, can think of a way that I can achieve what I want to achieve, and feel free to comment, and I'll try and implement that. So in here, create a new file called core framework, and this will get rid of this, per hash pragma once. In here I'm going to have a namespace of Sonar Game Engine. Make sure I spell my company name correctly. Class core framework, like so. I could inherit from here as well. Might as well. Public. I need to do the hash include framework interface framework. Why is this not appearing? Yeah, that's probably why. That should be okay now. I'll compile that. There shouldn't be any errors in this file anymore. So I'm going to do framework interface. That shouldn't have a problem. There shouldn't be any problems in here. I'm going to do core framework. I'm just going to get the exact methods from here. These are the ones I require. So if I go to core framework, whack them in here. This needs to be public. So now in the honestly, I'll probably just copy and paste it from the STL. No, again, I'm liking having this separately. I just want to call the one method to go into here. So I'm going to, yeah, I'll copy and paste this out, even though it's probably a long way of doing it, and then just remove the code that I don't need. It's a really long way of doing it. So namespace Sonar Game Engine, and we can start removing some stuff. So rename that to core framework. I could just do a mass search and do it, but I'm not going to. So what I was saying was we'll remove the code manually, like so. Don't worry, you'll be returning something. And now if I go back to the core engine H header file, I need to get this hash define. Okay, I'll just get all of this. Hash define core framework. Private, and this is going to contain, I need to include the STL header got some nuts stuck down my throat. I was just having some almonds. Almost. Yeah, so good. So just copy and paste that, that is what it is called. SDL object. Need the hash include as well, I mean the definition as well for file. Hash include definitions. Okay, that's turned green, that's good, good. If I copy that and I go to the CPP file in here, I need to do dot init in here, dot poll events. I'm gonna need a better event handling method for input and everything like that, but I'll sort that out after. Dot swap buffers. Dot. What was this on cleanup? So now I should just be able to go into the header file for core engine. So I'll still need that actually. I'm going to get rid of this. Hash include core frameworks, core framework header, and now I'm going to create core framework. I'm just going to call this core framework, I guess. Core framework. Copy that. Go into the CPP file. In here, I can get rid of this entirely. Don't need any of this bad boy. Or do I? No. Still, I'll have to figure out another way of doing that at a later date. Dot init. Get rid of the int framework. Same in the header file. And now I can go down to the game loop. Dot poll events in here. I'm going to do dot swap buffers, and finally in here let's do dot cleanup. I'm hoping that this should just run now. Nope. Yeah, that was the issue. Should get SDL, and now should just be able to do the same for GLFW and SFML. So I'm going to I'll duplicate these files in here. So I'm going to duplicate these, rename this to, I'll do SFML first. SFML. Add this to the project. I need to sort out all of the naming in here, so I need to get rid of that. I need to sort this out. SFML. I need to get rid of the head of the include here. So if I go to core engine.h and I'm gonna get rid of this entirely. Cut that. Hash include frameworks, SGL, SFML, and now what did I copy and paste? Yeah, I copied and pasted the SFML include. So if I go to SFML header, let's get rid of this. Just rename this to SFML, rename that, do all the renaming while I've still got it in my buffer to copy and paste it. So get rid of that, get rid of that. I'll sort out all of this other stuff in a moment. Okay, now we're all good. Let me just confirm I don't need anything. I still need the window file, so Command X that into the header file right here, like so. And now in the core engine file, I need to get this. So cut this. Cut. Go to SFML. And going to need to get some proper values going for this. How long has this been going for? Almost an hour. There's no like specific time limit that I got, but don't want to do it ridiculously long. Minimum aim is to get done what I'm doing, and hope I want to get this done as well. Need to have methods for setting these values and have some default values for all of these different things which you can change. So I need to get the poll event code, poll event. Here we go. Poll this, pull it out and pull it into here. Return false, otherwise return true. Happy with that. And if I can remember, I think window display. Can't remember what the cleanup method is. Window.close. Yeah, I want to do that everywhere. This, okay, that is fine. What's it moaning about now? So if I were to go into the definitions and comment out this, we should get an SFML window now. No, we won't. I need to do hash if there's no point me writing it out manually. It's already in the core engine header file. Oh, no, what have I done? What have I done? I don't want this. Yeah, if I just copy and paste this into the core framework and go something like so. So I'm going to rename this to SFML, this to GLFW. Should just be able to copy and paste this now. I haven't created the SFML GLFW objects, hence why it's actually moaning about the SFML, but I'll get that sorted in a second. It'll probably say might not reach any of these, so I might just have to put just a default return true. So I actually need to also sort out the methods. So if I put poll events, and do the same for swap buffers, do the same for cleanup, not I swap buffer snit or I swap buffers knit, clean up. Really enjoying doing this series. It's only the second video, but all day today I was looking forward to creating this video. I was out suit shopping for my brother's wedding, and I was boring as well, and I was thinking I can't wait to get back and do this. I want to say live stream, but it's not a live stream, so not so live stream. So I want to go to the header file, just copy and paste this, replace this with SFML, replace this with SFML, and copy and paste this. Realistically, should I should do the hash if not defined for this as well. Should only include it if, well, it's defined. It would be stupid not to, because otherwise if it includes them, it's that for some reason the SDL isn't linked up, you'll mess up. So yeah, I need to do this. This is just, it's a no-brainer really. So I'll do the GLFW now, so once we create the actual files, we should just be ready to go. So if I go to something like so, I'll change that to GLFW, change this to GLFW, make sure in the core framework.cpp should run now, and we should get an SFML window. Fantastic. So let's have a look at the core engine CPP. We just got GLFW stuff now, so I'm going to go and duplicate these files, rename it to sg_glfw to GLFW, and now drag these into my project. I'll put them, should really do alphabetically, so I'll put it here. Create groups, move the header file up. Yep, I'm happy with that. And in here we can start changing this up. So GLFW, I can actually copy and paste this. We actually need to get rid of that. Copy and paste, copy and paste. So first of all, if we go to the core engine CPP file, not the header file, and let's get this. And now let's get rid of these checks in the glfw.cpp header. Sorry, I need to put my glfw window here, and now in here I also need to get the glfw hash include. I need to put my own hash include for frameworks. GLFW, and in here replace this with this, and now if I go to core framework, no, core engine header, go to the initialization of this, cut it into GLFW initialization. Probably a couple of things I need to change in here, like this to GLFW .hpp .cpp, change that one, change that one, change that one. Should only have 2 more to change, and now we're done. Oh, almost. Oh, I'm full retard here. Yeah, just put some explicit values of 800 by 600. Return exit underscore failure. I need to put a IO stream in here. So hash include IO stream return. I won't return anything. Why not? Yeah. I really should. I'll comment it out for now because I need to probably do more checking with the SFML and SDL stuff. So I need to go to the core engine file, get the poll events, and now get rid of this. This is looking a lot neater now. A lot neater. I could do it doing the return. I won't. Not for now. That can be a later video. So if I go to the GLFW file, replace all of this with this GLFW poll events. I'm going to put return true. That's all the poll event code is for now. I'm going to get the swap buffer code, and it's GLFW terminator. I'll just remember that. So if I get rid of this, SDL, GLFW, GLFW terminate. If we say terminator then for a moment, should still work, but it's still only going to display SFML. But if I go to the definitions file, comment out SFML, that won't compile. We should now get a GLFW window. We have a GLFW window now. Yeah, I would really like to also sort out this. It must be nearing an hour and 10. An hour and 8. Yeah, I'm probably going to end it now. And also what I'm going to do is go to the GitHub page, commit it, but not only commit it, create another file which will be to track or to sort of make a note of the sort of features that we want to add to this engine. So I'm happy with the progress today and what we've got. So I'm going to copy or drag this over to here. Hopefully that'll commit the way I want it to commit. If not, I'll have to download it in GitHub using the desktop app, which I've got. So if I go to OpenGL Game Engine, go to OpenGL Game Engine, got core engine there, that's good. In core, didn't commit the way I wanted it to. I'll have to do it manually. So if I open up GitHub, and go to modern, I need to add it. Actually, I need to clone it first. So go to modern OpenGL. I should have just searched for it. OpenGL Game Engine, clone it into OpenGL, modern OpenGL Game Engine. So I'll scroll down. I like find this here. Open in Finder. What I'm actually going to do is I can just overwrite it like so. If I just copy that into here, a newer folder that already exists, just replace the entire folder. That's exactly the way we want it. So uncommitted changes, day 1, aka day 2 code. That's all I'm gonna put the commit name, sync it, and it should sync pretty soon. We'll go to OpenGL Game Engine, No core engine file here. I've got it here, but I shouldn't have nothing like that in there. Fantastic. So one more thing, just create a new file. So create a new file. I'm gonna call this, I'll call it notes, notes.md, and in here I'm gonna put stuff that we need to work on, methods and variables for width, height, and anything else generic in the framework, such as OpenGL version. So that should be enough of a note for me to know what is happening with this stuff, so I can access this later. I really should edit this as well and put the actual link to the videos. Modern OpenGL game engine. If I put YouTube, and I go to copy link address, vlog series that made this game engine. I think I'm going to need to put some ahref tags around. No, so that's fine. Obviously only got one at the moment. I could do with adding a description. Feel free to recommend any description for this series. So that is it for this video. Really, I'm gonna end it now, because all of this will probably take another 20-30 minutes or so. I could do with doing methods for this, because I'm pretty sure I specify the core profile in all of them. So the core profile is here, and in here there is a, I don't in SFML, that, no, I do, sorry, right there. I don't specify any depth bits in GLFW or SDL, so I don't want to provide any, specify any stencil bits either. So let's have a look. GLFW underscore stencil bits and depth bits. So yeah, I might, you know what, while I'm here, I'll just do it now, so I know. So it's 24 and 8. 24 and 8. So I need to do GLFW window hint GLFW underscore stencil bits. I believe it's 24. I think I've already forgot. And it's the depth bits were 24. Just copied and pasted that and changed it. It would have been quicker, but stencil 8 confirm that this is still working, which it should be. Do the same for SDL, just so it's essentially on the same playing field. Okay, we've already got the stencil. I'm going to put the depth. Now, if they actually have a depth, do they? It would appear so. So if I were to go to definitions, that's another thing actually that I'm probably going to need to do. SFML works. SDL should also work. I was just thinking when I was on, I think, the SDL file, I need to do a hash if not defined for all of this, because otherwise if if I don't have it linked, it'll try and access the code. So I'm gonna need to do a hash if not defined, hash if defined. So if I go into here, so the pragma once is invalid for this one because no, pragma once is still valid, hash if, but I need the header file, the definitions file, so I need to do hash include, I'll do that first, hash include definition, then hash if define SGE underscore SD, no, it's GLFW hash endif. So I'm going to copy and paste this for the entirety of this. I wonder if I can get away with putting it there. I need to do the same for this as well. I'll just actually copy and paste this like so into the SDL folder. Change this to not GLFW, SDL, hash endif. Do the same for SFML. SFML, hash endif. And I need to do the same for the CPP file. Yeah, we're getting errors now, which is, I guess, what we should be getting if it's not defined. Hash endif. And now for this, I just need to change this to SDL, and I'm pretty confident that this should work again. No, it's not. Let's see what this is moaning about. Referenced from. Where did it say it was referenced from? The core framework folder. Don't see what the issue is, because in SDL don't hash if defined, so it would be defined. Same for here. What if I were to remove this? It likes that, but why doing it like that? How can it be included if the definition file is never included? So I need to swap that around for GLFW as well. Need to do the same for SFML as well. It should, okay, SDL works. Obviously SFML is not being included whatsoever. And if I go to the definitions file and I'll comment this out, we should have SFML working. Yep, fantastic. And let's just confirm, obviously the code is being retrieved. Let's confirm that GLFW is not retrieving any code. SDL, yeah, that's fine. This should turn all to white. And finally, let's go into GLFW and confirm that one as well. this is working pretty nicely now. Could do with committing this code again. When I thought I had ended it, I had to go back for some more. Copy that, paste it into here, replace the entirety of it. More. Commit, sync, just sync in like 5 seconds. And let's go to the GitHub page, confirm the sync has been successful. "16 seconds, yep, that makes sense." So, okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna end it now. So, this is day 1, aka day 2, over and done with for this creating a modern OpenGL game engine. If you want to help out, feel free to check out the GitHub code. If you want to download it and just use it yourself, feel free. It's not in any decent state at the moment, but if you do, free to use. I do need to apply a proper license, and if anyone can recommend any license where, I can't remember what's the one, like CC0, something along those lines, where you can literally do whatever you want. I don't care. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment in the video section, or feel free to post it on our education platform, sonarlearning.co.uk. If you have any suggestions, feel free to do that as well. If you just want to chat, feel free to just message and we will try and reply. And as usual, we will see you tomorrow. At least I hope so, because I've really enjoyed this. Start recording.